bowlers and parents, I have the results of the 8-game qualifying round for today's PJBT Easter Classic, our Bowl-O-Rama Farewell Tournament. The following 5 bowlers are our finalists. In the scratch division, your leader at plus 460 is Jack Selmer. Second place at plus 422 is Dylan Zimmerman. Third place at plus 341 is Curtis Stidd. Fourth place at plus 324 is Cameron Hurwitz. And our fifth and final qualifier for the finals at plus 315 is Christian Francis. 315 to make the finals. And the following bowlers earned a scholarship. Finishing in 6th place, getting a $40 scholarship at plus 311 goes to Alex Glidsky. And our 7th place finisher, getting a $30 scholarship at plus 301 goes to Gene Blair. So in the scratch side, it was 315 to make the finals and 301 to cash. Okay, handicap division. Your leader at plus 283 is Parker Lawbow. Second place at plus 273 is John Garner. Third place at plus 190 is Joey Moore. Fourth place at plus 183 is Bobby Shayweiss. And our fifth and final qualifier for the finals at plus 170 is Rachel Casillas. 170 to make the finals in handicap. The following 2 bowlers have earned a scholarship. Finishing in 6th, getting a $40 scholarship at plus 163 goes to David Swavely. And our 7th place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $30 scholarship at plus 132 goes to Justin Reiser. So, handicap division, 170 to make the finals and 132 to cash. Okay, if I can have those 10 finalists, please report to 35 through 38. We will begin the live streaming finals, or continue the live streaming for the finals. We invite everyone, if you are leaving, make sure you check it out on youtube.com/PJBT Bowling.
Okay, PJBT YouTube watchers. It is now time for the finals of the last ever PJBT tournament here at Bowl-O-Rama in Reading, PA. We're going to see if we could stay online. I know we have awful problems today with lagging.
If I can't see, you can't sit there. We need to be able to see. Sorry. You may gladly go get chairs from the meeting room and just set them right here. From the meeting room down there, where check-in was.
Oh, is that where they had the cake?
All right, so we're going to have the introduction of our 5 finalists. Was a bittersweet day today, being the final PJBT at Bowl-O-Rama.
Guys, you can't sit there. Sorry. I can't see, you can't sit there.
That was really stupid of me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you didn't even know I was here. I'm very easily missable.
Sir,
Yes.
handicap entrance is back here. We gotta get through it.
Okay.
I think we probably just need a couple inches.
Well, I'll shift the table back when you. Oh, you're there. You're ready now.
Awesome.
Sure. If we're going out to eat, regardless if they go out to eat or not, I want to go to Burgers. Sure. Can you make it? Like what? Well, we get a lot, and but I don't know. Things are expensive.
This place orders a car, so I can order anything off of that menu.
Yeah. We might have to go in there and order it.
There's a sign that I just read that says place on hold.
Okay, I know Peaches is going to be joining me today on the live stream, and hopefully Brian Prizer, the manager here at Bowl-O-Rama, will be checking in with us for a little while. For those of you that are watching, if you have any fond memories of Bowl-O-Rama, feel free to chime in. The live chat is up and operational on the PJBT YouTube page. Give us a shout out if you like what you see. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do so. So it looks like we're just about ready for player introductions. Joining us, just putting the headset on, who made fantastic cake for the final tournament celebration today, the lovely and talented Peaches.
I am. I love to bake.
Well, you could feel free to come to my house and bake anytime you wish.
Well, it was quite interesting with Go For It. Well, I'll
Okay.
talk about that later.
Okay, bowling fans, it's time to introduce our finalists for the 2017 Easter Saturday Classic PJBT.
All right, so
Today is our Bowl-O-Rama Farewell Tournament. Want to start by introducing our scratch division. 5 finalists for today. Our 5th seed from Baltimore, Maryland, Christian.
our 5th seed today from Baltimore, Maryland, Christian Francis.
The first match, she'll be taking on our 4th seed from Rochester, New York, Cameron Hurwitz.
Cameron Hurwitz from Rochester, New York, the 4th seed. For those of you who are familiar with Junior Gold, you would know.
Take on our 3rd seed,
I am
Em?
not.
Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, Curtis Stidd.
Curtis Stidd, the 3 seed from Elizabethtown.
The winner of that second match will advance to the semifinal to take on our 2nd seed from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Dylan Zimmerman.
The 2nd seed from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Dylan Zimmerman.
Who also had a 300 today?
Yes, he did.
Advance to the title match to take on our tournament leader at plus 460 from Wernersville,
And your number 1 seed from Wernersville, Pennsylvania, Jack Selmer.
Who does predict the weather, by the way, peeps?
Okay, now it is time to introduce our handicap 5 finalists. Our 5th seed today from Brooklyn, New York, Rachel Casillas.
From Brooklyn, New York, the 5 seed in the handicap division, Rachel Casillas.
Rachel will be taking on our number 4 seed from Limerick, Pennsylvania, Bobby Schneeweiss.
Bobby Shea Weiss. We remember that name from Limerick as our 4
I thought
seed.
it was Schneeweiss.
Take on the 3rd seed
Either or.
from Potsdam,
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
This one's easy. Joey Moore's name is very easy to pronounce.
From Pottstown, Pennsylvania, your 3 seed.
Second match will advance to the semifinal
John Garner, your number 2 seed from Douglasville.
Final match. We'll advance to the title match to take on our tournament leader from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Parker
Parker
Laubach.
Laubach, your top seed today in the handicap division from Bethlehem. Parker lost to his brother in the finals a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I'm going to have to move my butt because unfortunately I can't see.
Yeah, DJ's big butt's in the way.
Yeah, I can't see. Yes, I'm talking to you, DJ Brown. I can't see.
Because he's bad, bad DJ Brown.
He don't care.
I mean, we're so used to seeing DJ make it to the stepladder. We had a lot of fun here today in the final tournament at Bowl-O-Rama.
We did.
Gave away a lot of prizes, 2 bowling balls.
Correct. They were kindly donated by Brian Krantz and Bowl-O-Rama, which we have to get him on here. I don't know where.
He says he's going to try to make it down.
Oh, he will. We'll get him here.
Bulldog 1976 says he loves our live feed, and no, we will not be zooming in for the scores. We'll tell you what the scores are, so don't worry. And the oil pattern today was house,
Housey,
as you can tell by the scores. It's amazing. Scores are pretty normal during qualifying. I mean, in scratch today, you only needed it to be a plus 67 to make cut. But once match play starts, scores go through the roof.
That's because, we give the bonus pins and whatnot, so it helps.
I mean, game 7 of qualifying, there was at least 5 of the 14 scratch bowlers that shot 250 and above.
See, unlike you were out here paying attention. I was not. I was updating entries for the upcoming tournaments for the rest of the year. My headache starts.
Where did Matthew go with the cards? Matthew!
He's going to get Krantz. I will go track them down.
Yes, thank you. Matt. Cards. All right, so let's go through to see what we got here. Qualifying first in the scratch division, AccuJack Selmer going plus 460 for 8 games. Qualifying second, Dylan Zimmerman at plus 422. Qualifying third, Curtis Stidd, plus 341. Qualifying fourth, Cameron Hurwitz. I believe that's how we say his name, Hurwitz. Thank you. Once again, for you, those of you that know anything about Junior Gold, you'll recognize Cameron. He was the runner-up 2 years ago. For those of you that do not know Cameron, you wait to see him throw the ball. It's
Pretty
ungodly
It's
for a 14-year-old.
pretty spectacular.
Yes. And he was at plus 324. And Christian Francis rounds out the top 5 at plus 315. On the handicap side, Parker Laubach was your top man at plus 283, followed by John Garner at plus 273. Joey Moore, third at plus 214. Bobby Schneeweiss,
I know, our buddy.
plus 183. And Rachel Casillas at plus 170. In the first match, Rachel will be getting 11 pins over Bobby Schneeweiss. Now,
Correct.
putting on the headset as we speak, he kind of looks a little like me.
Maybe.
He's got a little more facial hair. He's definitely better looking than me, but
I'll
we
agree.
kind of have this. Thanks. We kind of have the same body type. we're at the best a medium shirt, I believe.
Round is a shape.
Yes.
We'll leave it at that.
The
Round is definitely a shape.
the manager of this fine establishment, Brian Krantz, is that how you say your last name?
Krantz it is, yes.
Krantz it is. Brian, welcome to the PJBT live stream.
Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege.
Okay.
Hey,
Well, I'm sitting here-
we
I'm
only
sitting
let
here
the
with
best
you
of the
and
best
Stacy.
on.
That's true.
We only
That's
let
true.
the best of the best on.
If-
So,
if-
you know.
If you heard him, he said he's sitting next to Peaches and PA Fats.
I
so-
know. He
but
did.
He said our real names. We
Yes,
don't
he
really
did.
know
We
who they
don't.
are.
We don't. Yeah, we don't really use them.
So Brian's going to stay with us as long as he possibly could. Hopefully, it's a while. We could stroll down memory lane of Bowl-O-Rama.
I will hang as long as I can. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a short stay. I may actually need to maybe jump
Work?
back and forth a little bit. Yes, work. Believe it or not, even with the pending closing date, center manager still has to do a little bit of work, actually a lot of work. So let's head down that memory lane. What do you want to know?
I tell you what, before we start, he really does have a voice for radio.
He does.
Listen, he's got a
Hey.
fantastic.
He should come out to championship weekend and help us out with
Yes,
this whole day
he
of
should.
live stream.
He should. You know, similar to PA Fats, Brian and I don't have a face for TV.
But you have
and-
the voice of
and
the radio.
I don't have a voice for radio.
Oh,
either,
hush.
But Brian sure does. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this lovely bowling center that we're in today?
Oh, well, let's see. The center's 60 years old, has seen one of Berks County's finest leagues in its day, which was the Berks County Majors. I've been here personally for 6 years, heard lots and lots of stories, with regards to that, and a lot of them happen to be pertaining to the majors.
And we're going to get into some of those stories right after Matt introduces us for match number one.
Time to introduce our finalists for game one of the finals. On the backside, we have fourth seed Cameron Hurwitz from Rochester, New York, taking on Christian Francis from Baltimore, Maryland. Cameron has elected to let Christian start the match on lane 35. On the handicap side, we have fourth seed Bobby Shea-Weiss taking on fifth seed Rachel Casillas. Bobby is going to start the match on the left lane on lane 37, and there's only a 3-pin handicap difference going to Rachel. Okay? Bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our game one finals.
Oh, it is only 3 pins.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what can you tell us?
I'm a Lancaster County guy as far as the industry goes. I mean, I've been in the industry pushing up on 20 years now. Did not cross north of the border too often. Pretty much stayed down there, bowled tournaments where I could. As soon as I got up here, everybody was just beside themselves that that I'd never heard of the Berks County Majors. My understanding is that they used to fill the place. It was one of the most competitive scratch leagues. I actually know guys from the western part of Lancaster County who used to come up and bowl that league back in the day. A few of them actually did make comments on our thread on Facebook referencing their days in the major league. That's quite a haul. So you definitely have something that appeals to the masses and to the better bowlers if they're willing to make that kind of a trip. The Berks County Majors was definitely something special. My understanding is that when Rama was built, that it was the place to be as far as bowling goes. Apparently there was a lot of state-of-the-art involved when it was built, which you would expect out of a new center. But the vibe that I got from a lot of people who had bowled in the area at Laurel and other centers, Rama was something special. And that's pretty constant across the board when I talk to my bowlers here.
Yes, absolutely. I moved down here to the area in 1990, and this was the bowling center to be at. I liked bowling here. Didn't get to bowl here too often. The positives definitely outweighed the negatives of bowling here, with the exception of the little things that ran from the ball return to the foul line.
Yes.
Which were taken out many
Yes.
years ago.
Yes.
Those of us that like to play the lanes would always kick that thing.
The days of above ground returns and the race capping that came back even to the short returns and even the long single row returns from back in the day. Thank goodness those days are gone. I know some of the old clubs still have that type of a setup, and with today's equipment and on those conditions, and especially in a lot of the firehouses and clubs, with a higher friction surface, and those guys got to get left there right up against them all night long. So, I could definitely understand how that would have been a problem for the guys that like to wheel it back in the day.
Yes. And I was one of them.
So what happened?
Why don't I wheel it anymore? Well, basically, to make a long story short, I basically lived in a bowling center most of my life, and I just got tired of it. I love watching it. I love coaching it. I love being around it. I just don't love doing it right now at this phase of my life.
Understood.
But that's for another day. Let's talk about what's going on so far. On the handicap side, we have Rachel opening with a double, and Bobby went strike, open, spare. On the scratch side, Cameron opened up, strike, spare, and Christian opened up with a strike. He is now up in frame 2, looking to take a 10-pin lead. And Brian had to step away for a moment, so we'll call some action.
He has to go work with his Rama shirt.
That's a shame, that work thing. There's another strike by Rachel on lane 38.
There's a lot of strikes today.
That's what goes on in this place.
Hey, maybe tournament director Matt will join us.
Oh, then we'll never get to say anything.
Oh, darn. That's okay.
Christian just misses that 7-pin. He finds himself down by 12 now. I'm sure Matt has some memories of Bowl-O-Rama back in his day of bowling.
I'm sure
here.
he does too. Does he have the right headset on?
They're both hooked up today.
Oh,
everybody.
okay.
Can everybody hear me?
Everybody keeps ducking. They don't have to duck. It's like 7 foot tall.
That's okay.
We'll let them duck.
Good afternoon or evening, everybody.
Good day, Matthew. Welcome to Bowl-O-Rama.
Yes, a very, hope everybody enjoyed the little ceremony we put together earlier today.
Hey,
Thought it went over well.
I watched it on the way down.
You did?
I did.
How was the feed while you were doing?
It wasn't bad.
Okay. Because basically right after that is when it got in.
Well, it's funny. I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the day today, but yes, it's any day that a bowling center goes away is a sad day. It's sad for our sport in general, and you just hope that it doesn't discourage people from continuing to bowl, because, as I mentioned earlier today, that's what this is all about. I mean, we all have centers that we like to bowl in, or that are near our home, but the reality of it is we're all bowling fans at the end of the day. So it's sad to see a center go, but I do have some good memories of Bowl-O-Rama. Like I had said earlier today, I thought about high school bowling in this area when I grew up, and I remember this actually being one of the toughest centers to bowl in. I know PA will laugh at me when I say this, but I remember the only way I could get a ball to hook was throwing it off the one board, off the corner. Yep. And that's what made the kind of things that made me a better bowler. Because, throwing the ball up 10 doesn't always teach you something. And when I came here, it was always tough. And I remember the shot was always tough here. When I was a kid, everybody had that philosophy that they averaged 10 pins more elsewhere. So they would bowl a league elsewhere because of that. And, that's a sad philosophy, but the reality of it is, in the bowling world today, a lot of the patterns have gotten easier because of the fact that it's more of a financial business decision than it is, than it is to challenge bowlers.
Well,
and
go ahead.
So, but, I mean, ultimately, I remember as years went by, this center made the decision to make the shot a little bit easier, and then it matched up to a lot of the other centers in this area and stuff like that.
Yes.
But
well, back in the day, back when I was in high school in the late 80s, and you were in high school in probably the late 90s, mid to late 90s.
Listen,
I-
I'm going to cut you off there because I was only like 1.
Yeah, I got a few years on Peaches.
I was
here.
gonna say, Peaches, we're showing our age here.
You are. I was 1 in 90.
This is Bowl-O-Rama. Bowling was in 2 classifications back there. You had the AMF centers, and you had the Brunswick centers. That's how I used to say it. And,
Very true.
And the AMF centers, you swung the ball, and the Brunswick centers, you basically threw down and in, 5 out. And definitely Bowl-O-Rama was one of them down and in bowling centers, without a doubt.
And for our fans out there who might not realize it, you got to remember that a lot of the bowling back then, the machines were not the same as your equipment today. The bowling balls were not the same as they are today. And, there was no sports shots. There was no, so essentially when you bowled on a shot that was different to you, that wasn't your typical house shot, that was like bowling on a sports shot to a lot of people back in the day. Because, back in those days, centers didn't have sport patterns and, red, white, and blue and different recreational patterns and all that stuff that they have nowadays that we use out on the tour. So, it was more or less what I think bowling is trying to get back to, in that it was kind of like, we'll put the shot out. We won't tell you what it is. You go figure it out. And bowling has started to kind of lean back in that direction over the past couple of years with a lot of the bigger tournaments like Junior Gold and stuff like that, of not announcing the pattern and just letting the skill of the bowler shine. And that really helps to teach them more. So, but ultimately it was a great we had a handful of people come out that weren't bowling today, just came out for the ceremony. Want to thank Ryan Wyant, who was here, and want to thank Debbie Fields. Many of you might know her as Debbie Kenderdine. She, our Pennsylvania State Youth President for the last almost 30 years. She was the Junior League Director here at Bowl-O-Rama when I was a kid for many, many years, through those, we'll say through the 90s. I know she started before I was into bowling, and I know she was the director, past 1999 when I graduated high school. So she had to put a lot of years into youth bowling, and she's one of many influential people that got me to where I am here and allowed me to create this tour and give back to the great sport we love. So, ultimately those people have as much a hand in what happens here as much as I do. So.
Yes, a lot of special people came through these doors over the past, as Brian said, 60 years.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
A minute or two ago, you said the magic words, Junior Gold. That's a great way to segue into our 4 seed today in the scratch division, young Cameron Hurwitz.
Absolutely.
He was the runner-up in the U12 division 2 years ago. For those of you that know Junior Gold, you'll remember Cameron. His family has vacationing this week down in the area. They're from Rochester, and they decided to come bowling today. And as you can see, Cameron's at it again. He started with a strike and spared in the second and has the next 4. He's up by 12 over a regular on the PJBT Tour, Christian Francis. He went strike open the next 4. I'm amazed at what Cameron could do with a bowling ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's pretty obvious with the talent that's out there nowadays. As many of you see week after week here on our live stream, I mean, not only PJBT bowlers, but across the country, bowlers' talents are getting stronger and stronger, and it's at a younger age. That's the best way I can put it. I mean, there's no other reason that Junior Gold would have a U12 division now and a U15 and stuff like that, because each year the talent is growing faster at a younger age. And Cameron's a great example of that. He's going to be one of our great and upcoming bowlers for the Northeast. There's no doubt about that. So
absolutely.
He does have the lead in the match. He has 1 spare, as as you mentioned, PA in the second frame. He's on pace to shoot 280. Christian could have had the same game going, but missed his spare in the second frame. So right now it is a 280 to 268 match off the sheet. We are in the 7th frame. And another great shot there by Cameron.
Unbelievable form for someone who's only 14.
I
And you know
agree.
what? We got a pretty good match going on the handicap side as well.
We do. We have 4th seed Bobby Schneeweiss from Limerick, PA, taking on Rachel Casillas from Brooklyn, New York. Their match is going to be starting the 10th frame here. Rachel actually is on pace to shoot a scratch 230 game if she can strike out. Bobby can only strike out actually for 183, so Rachel clearly does have the lead at the moment, but anything could happen here in the late stages of match number 1 of our step ladder today here at Bowl-O-Rama.
Another good shot there by Rachel, and she now sews up that match. She'll be moving on.
Yep, with that strike, she'll be advancing. And another good shot for Cameron Hurwitz. He keeps the pressure on Christian Francis.
All right, and another strike there by Rachel. That'll put her in the 230s with a good count. Actually, yes, she can strike out for 230, 233 with her handicap. And another strike by Christian to keep this match at 12 pins going into the foundation frame 9. Still anybody's match. Very high scores here. This is pretty typical what happens here at Bowl-O-Rama. As the oil carries down a little bit, the scores tend to go up.
There's a great finish for Rachel with a strike. She'll finish with a scratch 230 with her handicap 233 to take home that match. Want to point out that Rachel actually started tied for 10th going into the second round. So
Grab that one.
Brian has rejoined us.
hello.
Back in the
Brian.
saddle. How you doing, Matt?
This
Hey,
is, the
Good, how are
first,
you?
this is the first time we've used 4 mics.
No, second.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, during the 3-person tour.
Yes.
You can actually have my seat in a moment. I'll be getting up to give out awards.
Alrighty. Got some nice numbers up on the board.
Absolutely.
So our handicap match comes to a close, and it'll be Rachel Casillas advancing, shooting with her handicap 233. Bobby Schneeweiss shoots 148, and that will advance Bobby into match number 2.
So Curtis came up and said, "Can I just go home now?" I think he's a little threatened over here.
I'm speechless watching this.
This kid is phenomenal.
I assume. I mean, I'm late to the party for the second time, and I do apologize. I assume we're talking about young Cameron down here on 35 and 36.
Correct.
That is-
Correct.
that is phenomenal. Curtis is standing here at the table. Curtis, good luck, buddy. Good luck.
It's going to be fun to watch what this young man does. I'm sure he's going to junior gold this year. See what he does in the U15 division.
Funny thing is, he has the first ball here in the 10th frame. The hatch is actually not locked up.
Yep.
First ball in the 10th. And he strikes. Big shot there. That'll lock him up to be in the 260s.
Yes. He did shoot a 260 game today, a 290 game. He shot 270 against my kid.
You'll be all right.
That's the best words to call him right now, my kid.
Yeah, my kid.
Stid, good luck.
We're going to tell the story of,
Just
of
remember-
Curtis when he's up here.
I was going to say, let's remember one thing. Curtis did bowls here every Tuesday night.
Oh,
So-
jeez.
And all I can say is
Wow.
you have as much practice as you can get to try to beat him. So if you don't beat him,
Wow.
it is what it is. He's just a better bowler.
We're
Plain
going
and
to
simple.
we're going to tell the story of Curtis and Bowl-O-Rama during his match.
Look, if you lose here, you always have the option to call him out for one last throwdown on Tuesday night at the Tuesday throwdown.
There it is. Cameron with that strike locks out Christian Francis, and he can shoot 280.
Cameron's mom just came over and told us that on his local newspaper, they had him on the cover.
Wow.
Austin, it's okay.
Curtis is like that, though. I mean, I watched Curtis come up, and as you guys did as well, but I saw a lot of him in Lancaster County, being as he's an Elizabethtown graduate. He passed through the centers that I was involved in over the years, through PJBT, through high school as well, and he's always somewhat passive at the start, but then once he gets locked into, the moment and the situation, he's a tough competitor. I honestly, I think he'll be there, and he'll definitely give Cameron a match.
Cameron breaks up a little bit high there, but fortunately shoots 277 to lock Christian Francis out of the match. Christian will finish in the 250s, so got to tip your cap when you see that happen, because certainly didn't bowl bad at all. Some days you get him, some days you don't, but a great day for Christian Francis as he will finish in 5th today. 277 to 257 will be our final scores in the match. And I'll be back.
Alan is watching us from Canada.
Wow.
The first person that I know that has actually said they're watching us from a different country. I do get to see the stats looking at here, and I do know we get other viewers from other countries, not necessarily live, but watching this on replay.
I wonder if they have family here.
I don't know. Also, Sydney Binkley chimed in. She said that she was here today, and she had high the last game and won some scholarship money. All right, we'll be back to that. Off to Matt for the 5th place awards.
Okay, bowling fans, time to give out our awards for game number 1 of today's Easter Classic. Finishing in 5th place in the scratch division, getting a $50 scholarship certificate and award goes to Christian Francis.
Christian Francis, your 5th place finisher today. Did I hear he gets $50? Did I hear that right?
Yes, it's added scholarship money.
And our 5th place finisher in the handicap division, also receiving a $50 scholarship certificate and 5th place plaque, goes to Bobby Schneeweiss.
Our friend with
Bobby
a great name.
Schneeweiss.
Schneeweiss.
Hey, that's the only way we got his name right.
Okay.
Thanks, Curtis.
Curtis, do you age out this year, or do you have one more year? Oh, Curtis has 2 more years,
You look like you're 12.
and he's
You should have at least another 10.
and he's definitely the underdog in this match.
Correct. Okay. Lee, can you tell us who you're talking about for what weight ball is he throwing?
I think he's definitely talking about Cameron.
All right. Hold on, peeps. Cameron.
We're
Cameron.
So while Peaches is off to find the answer to that question, let's take a look at upcoming events here on the schedule. Next week, we will stay in the Reading area. We are going to Burke's Lanes. Hold on. Cameron, somebody on our live stream would like to know what pound ball you're throwing.
I throw a 15-pound bowling ball.
15-pound bowling ball. There you have it. Good luck in match 2.
Thank you.
He's all business.
He is. He's very
all
much
business.
business.
So next week we stay in the Reading area. We'll be at Burke's Lanes in Sinking Spring for major number 9.
I will not be there.
I think it's on Atlanta, I think.
I'll be at work.
Then the following week we are up in Wilkes-Barre for the final adult junior doubles regular season tournament.
Day after my birthday, peeps. You got to come out and wish me happy birthday.
And we're going to Pizza Bella after bowling that day. And the following week we actually have off.
Whoop, whoop. I'll be at work. Really?
We have off.
Yes, because we are not running a PJBT the weekend that was supposed to be.
Yes, supposed to be the Bill O'Neill tournament,
Yes.
but that got postponed, so our event as well got postponed.
Hey, that gives me a week to catch up on everything.
Where are we the week after?
Where's your schedule?
It's in my box. Usually we're at ABC North towards the end of the season. Then we finish off the season at Colony Park.
We do finish
reach
Colony
in my
Park.
computer, not that one, the one below it, and pull out my schedule if you would, sir.
Colony Park is the last one.
Yeah. So on the 13th.
No other special. I don't think there's anything else special.
On the 14th, we are at ABC North. That's usually how it is. We usually finish off the season at ABC North and Colony Park. So there is your schedule, and then after that, we go into the PJBT postseason starting with the bracket challenge tournament, and then we go to championship weekend, and then the Masters, and then best, and then tournament of champions, and then season 18 is done. And we take a break for 3 days.
Yep. And then it all starts off because I got to get the database done. The mailer goes out in August.
Yes.
You know, the whole 9 yards.
So Brian's back, patiently standing. Have a seat.
Thank you.
So what would you think of young Cameron there in that first match?
Wow. That's
he's speechless.
Yeah.
That is impressive. And I'm sorry, how old again?
14.
Wow.
Throws
okay.
a 15-pound ball.
Yes. 2 years ago, he was the runner-up in the U12 division at Junior Gold.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, he really has a solid game. You can see if you watch him all the way through. He's very, very disciplined.
Yes.
You know, you see a lot of kids that are his age, a lot of young bowlers go up, set up, off they go, and do their thing.
Yes.
You can really see him set up, check himself off, go through the pre-shot routine consistently. He does not waver. He doesn't vary from that routine. That's impressive alone just for that age group.
Yes. Yes, Alan, this is a house shot today.
Last year, ironically, it was a challenge.
On to Matt for introduction for match 2.
Game number 2 of the finals on the scratch shot. We have third seed Curtis Stitt from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, versus number 4 seed Cameron Hurwitz from Rochester, New York. Curtis has elected to have Cameron start the match 1:35. On the handicap side, we have third seed Joey Moore from Pottstown, PA, taking on fifth seed Rachel Casillas from Brooklyn, New York. Joey has elected to start the match on 37, and the handicap is 20 pins going to Rachel. Okay? Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand.
All right, so off we go for match 2. We got the 4 seed Cameron Hurwitz bowling the 3 seed Curtis Stint. Cameron will be starting the match. And on the handicap side, we have the 5 seed Rachel Casillas going against the 3rd seed Joey Moore. Rachel, I believe I heard, was getting 20 pins. Yes.
It is. It's up there.
Yes. Now, let's talk about the 3rd seed on the scratch division, Curtis Stint.
Let us.
Now, let me say it. I've known Curtis for a couple of years. Curtis is a phenomenal bowler. At every house he bowls in, except this one.
Yes.
Curtis averages probably about 47 pins less in this house than he does at every other house. I come down here on a Tuesday night when he bowls league, and usually he doesn't shoot 600. The kid averages 230 at most houses, but he averages like 2-0 here. Except for last week. He told me last week he was going to win this tournament, and he was going to prepare for it Tuesday night by shooting 800 in this house. And he almost did. He shot, I think it was 792 he shot.
Yes.
Yes.
He
Yep.
had a spare. He had a strike first ball 10th frame.
Yes. And he missed the 10 pin late in the 3rd game, too. That cost him 800. Now, so maybe he finally found the secret of bowling in Bowl-O-Rama.
I honestly, I think in this particular situation, I don't know that it's a secret. I think it was more just a mental thing for him to just kind of get through his grind and say, okay, you know, it's time to get down to it, and really focus and push through. like I said, when he gets into the moment, he definitely locks himself in. But he'll tend to be a little passive every now and then. You know, we all love Curtis. He'll sit there, he'll joke around with you, ha-ha, whatever. You know, he had a throwdown scheduled here a couple of weeks ago, which is basically a call-out match or a pot game after bowling. You know, I don't really want to do this, and ho-hum, and I'm going to miss my gym time, and, you know, things like that. And he walked out and ended up just casing his opponent the first game by almost 100 pins. I think it's just a matter of him giving himself the proper kick in the pants and setting the mind right. He definitely has the ability. And I did make comment. Curtis always pushed me about his gym time after bowling on a Tuesday night. Curtis, I got to give you all the credit in the world, buddy. I've known you a long time. Proud of what you're doing, you know, in your gym time. And you're looking good. You've worked hard there, and proud of you.
Yes, definitely. I'm not going to say Curtis looked like us.
No.
But
no.
He's definitely lost a good 25, 30 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody looks like us.
Thank goodness for that. And yet they say we all have a twin. Wherever you are out there, I apologize.
Me too. All right, so Curtis starts out clean through 2 strike spare. Cameron had a spare in the first on the handicap side. Joey Moore with strike spare and Rachel with strike split and an open. So Joey stays clean through frame number 3. He, once again, is giving Rachel 20 pins in this match. Let's see what she could do in frame 3, and Cameron is up in frame 2. Once again, for those of you, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. You are watching continuing coverage of the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live from Bowl-O-Rama in Reading, Pennsylvania. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And if you have notifications enabled, you will get notified each and every time we go live. It's a good way to put it. You'll get the ding.
Well, it happens. I got the ding on the way down here.
About 5 times today.
Yes. Yes.
Are you a subscriber on our channel, bro?
Say no, because you'll get the ding 5 times.
I don't know that I am. I definitely follow the group on Facebook. Don't hit YouTube that often. That's my son's department. But honestly, now that I'm behind the scenes now. I see the setup that you've got going on. Obviously, I'm here. I've got the headset on. I'm hearing everything that's going on. I will definitely be subscribing. Hopefully, we won't experience any 5 ding problems.
It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, usually it's just 2 dings. Once when I test the stream and once when we go live. But
today was 5.
Today was a little more.
Well, yeah. Given if you're testing the stream and you're doing it here, there's a lot of positives to Bowl-O-Rama. Unfortunately, the internet here is not one of them. So yes, I can understand the multiple ding situation now.
The first time I tested the stream, it worked fantastic. I was probably one of the only people in the building at the time,
yes.
so nobody was on the Wi-Fi.
That'd be why.
It worked great. All right, Cameron working on 2 spares. That one was definitely a bit inside, but he carried the 8-pin. And Joey's working on a double on lane 37. He leaves the half-hit 10. Rachel, by the way, did double in the 3rd and 4th, so she has 3 strikes and 1 open through 4.
I did notice Cameron has been the first 2 frames there had a little bit of a shady reaction down lane. He did get that one in a little bit. Looks like he might have stuck a little bit there on the approach. First ball that he threw in the game, you did see the ball set up, and then it did tend to push or wiggle a little bit down lane. So we might be seeing a little late transition here for these guys. And I noticed Cameron's definitely moving a little bit deeper to try to stay away from that.
So why don't we talk a little bit about you?
Oh boy.
I know you're associated with track and EFX. Why don't
Yes.
you talk about that a little bit?
I've had an extremely long tenure with track. However, now that we're discussing it, why not make it public now? I will actually be leaving track at the end of the month, parting ways with EBI. Where I will go at this point is to be determined. The option was there to stay. However, there's some business influence there with us with Apparel EFX between Randy Cote and I. I actually may not re-sign anywhere. I have had a couple of contacts about it, going to other ball companies. However, in the best interest of no conflict of interest, there's a very high likelihood that I may not sign with anybody else. I will continue to throw EBI product. It's been very good to me over the years, very good to a lot of bowlers, and the company has been very, very good to me. I have no complaints there whatsoever. There is a part of me that's itching to drill some non-EBI stuff and just see what, see what's out there, see what I've missed over the years. We did mention Apparel EFX, heavily involved with that. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for Apparel EFX. We are a dye sublimation company, which you see a lot of the kids here wearing on the PJBT. We have several kids that are wearing EFX. For anybody who's qualified for Junior Gold, we have a nice special out there. Look me up on Facebook. Look us up on Facebook at Apparel EFX if you're looking for me directly. My name is Brian. Last name is Krantz, Krantz. You'll see the profile picture as an EFX. If you qualified, give us a call. We got a good deal for you guys. That's going quite well. That's going to play a big role in my decision as to what I do beyond next Sunday with Bowl-O-Rama coming to a close.
That was actually going to be my next question. What is going to happen with Brian when he wakes up Monday morning?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I'm hoping you're going to sleep in, first of all.
Well, I'll be honest with you. There's not a whole lot of sleeping going on. Anybody that follows me on Facebook knows that. I had actually Nicole Bauer came up to me just the other night out at ABC East, and she's like, "Hey, I saw you were up at 4 in the morning." She's like, "Oh, you were up early?" I'm like, "No, I just never went to bed." I come home from Rama and I continue to work on EFX stuff throughout the night. That coupled with the stress of everything that's going on, it is what it is. But Monday, maybe I sleep, maybe I don't. Who knows? I guess we'll see what the weather looks like. Honestly, I'll probably go in search of a baseball game come Monday if I can find something close by.
We'll watch on Facebook what he has to do on Monday. He'll tell us.
I'm sure. Maybe we'll have to talk to Matthew. Maybe we could sign this guy to some kind of contract. Usually, Matthew pays us in food, by the way, usually.
Well,
And you get to hear all of his stories. That's part of the contract.
Yes.
You have to listen to all of his stories. And with saying that, he puts the headset back on.
I would say some of those stories are good.
They're very good.
Some have been good over the years, Matt, and you've seen me now between Rocky Springs and Blue Ball, Garden Spot Dutch, and now Bowl-O-Rama. We've hosted many events.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so,
yes.
Yes.
All right, let's look at what's going on here. We had Curtis just leave a solid 10. He was on a double. He could go strike, spare, double, 9, miss. Looked like that ball stuck on his thumb a little bit. Cameron went spare, triple. On the handicap side, we have Joey Moore with only one open through 7 frames. He's got 127 in the 7th, working on a strike. And Rachel has 143 with a strike in the 8th, and she is also getting 20 pins. So at the moment, she is up by 6 or so if Joey could strike here in the 8th. Which she does. Very good shot. And Cameron is now up on 36, working on a turkey. Finds himself now in the lead with Curtis missing the 10 pin. And let's see what Cameron could do. And that ball definitely skid. He's definitely playing a little more inside, like as you said. But that's even more impressive.
Yeah, get a little deeper and bang on it a little bit more, and that's impressive. I mean, he's people will tell you I never hit a ball a day in my life, but I'm 3 times the kid's size, and he's got 3 times my rev. Be nice.
3.
Be nice.
3.5. 3.5.
He's got 3 times my rev rate. So.
I need a nap.
I think Peaches could take him though.
He'd beat me. Remember, I am the person that has the ball, has the bag, has the shoes, but don't go bowl.
That is true. I've only seen you lace him up one time.
See? That's because Josh's version of I don't want to step foot in a bowling alley unless I have to. That's where that comes in.
Gotcha. Beautiful shot there by Cameron. He is now on 5 in a row. DJ Brown just looks back at me and it's like, wow.
He's amazed.
Yeah, that's just take my money. We'll skip the bowling. Just here, take my money.
That's why Skid wants to go home.
And a good shot there by Curtis. He did, what did he qualify at, Matt? Plus what, Curtis? 341 for 8. Not bad. That is, I'm sure, with some bonus pins for his 3 games of match play. He only won 1, so there's a double for Curtis. Keeps him in the match. He could still, let's see, go out for 235, I believe. Yes, he can. Cameron could go out for another game in the 270s.
You know, while you're talking about numbers and he's going out for another game and potentially in the 270s, Dylan Zimmerman did shoot 300 today, correct?
Yes.
I believe that's it. Yes, Dylan Zimmerman. Only one of today's event, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah,
so
correct.
far.
Anybody shoot 8 today?
It's possible Cameron might.
Okay.
I think actually I think Jack did.
I thought Jack was close, but I don't know if he had got
Put
there.
the headset on there.
Let's
wait.
Let's see here.
Not what we need to know.
Jack he shot 792 for the first 3.
Okay.
So that's
reason I was asking. The quest is on here at Bowl-O-Rama to see who shoots the final 300 and the final 800. It has been a lot of talk amongst the league bowlers who are here. Personally, I think it'd be kind of cool to see one of the kids to finish it out.
That would be
one of the last ones. I'm all about the youth and the future of the sport. Good luck to everybody who's bowling this Tuesday night that's going to be gunning for that number because that's our Masters League. And you're here, Curtis and everybody else.
Yes.
They'll all be in the hunt for that this
Don't
week.
worry. It won't be Josh.
You never know.
I'm going to guarantee it because the only time he shot 8 and 300 was when he pre-bowled this year.
Well, I know. Matt's wife, Brittany, she shot 800 down here earlier this year.
Yes.
I was here that night. She had a strike first ball in the 10th. All right, so Cameron's strike train came to an end, but he did make the spare. On the handicap side, Rachel moved on, but it looks like she's taking her stuff off of the lane. But she won. She thought she lost, but yet she won. 217 to 213 over Joey Moore. I think Rachel forgot her 20 pins of handicap.
Uh-huh.
That's some pretty good bowling on the handicap side.
Yes, it is.
Hi. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He must be watching.
Somebody's in trouble.
Me, like usual. I'll put my hand up and say me.
Who is this guy that we're allowing to put on a headset?
Oh, I know who it was because I was back there listening.
See, me, I'm in trouble. Like usual. Yes.
And another strike by Curtis.
Sounds like I'm good for 550 on Tuesday.
Well, that's the usual lately.
Such support I have.
Hey, by the way, am I getting my appearance fee money this Tuesday?
I didn't even get appearance fee money.
That's because you bowl. I just appear.
He's here he appears every Tuesday night. If you're paying him appearance fees, that's going to be a healthy check.
No offense, I wasn't talking to him. I was kind of talking to you.
Oh, really?
Apparently, I only appear when I pre-bowl, from what I'm told. So
We'll set up a table and have an autograph session. You can take the fees from that.
I have a feeling I know who the first person in my line is going to be.
No comment. No.
That
comment.
kid right there, Curtis did.
No.
No.
No. Brian knows who I'm talking about. He was
We
here.
can have the autograph session at the dojo if you want.
Yes. There. Exactly. All right. So Curtis finishes out in fine Curtis Stid fashion.
that's my teammate.
With a 202. I think he was psyched out.
He was.
Definitely psyched out.
He was very psyched out because he wanted to go home before the match even started.
I think it's worth. Did we talk about how Curtis bowled this week here?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Trust me, we brought that up.
His 578 after 2, and then he didn't shoot 800.
Yes. Well, I didn't quite say what he had after 2, but
He had 578. I'll tell everybody. He missed a 10-pin in the 9th frame to miss 800.
Which is better than that 83 game.
At least he didn't shoot 83.
Cameron just moves deeper and just gets around it a little bit more.
All right, I'm going back to what I was doing. I just had to come out here and defend my pride. Since I have no support in my own house.
I love you, honey.
thanks, Skip. Skip Moyer, ladies and gentlemen. He is in the Hall of Fame somewhere. Where you are in the Hall of Fame of what bowling? The Lancaster? Lebanon Hall of Fame.
Oh, I don't think Brian knows that story.
Yes.
Honey, why don't you put the headset back on and tell Brian your story?
What story?
How you gained the name Skip Moyer.
You made me put my headset on for that.
I did.
I just wanted this when you didn't even know you were in the Hall of Fame.
I didn't even know I was in the Hall of Fame. And, then I
And
found
you
out.
saw it. You saw it at Leisure, I believe it was. Isn't that where the sign was?
Palmyra.
Palmyra. Yes. Yes. So yes,
Lo-
he's
long
Skip
s-
Moyer, and
Long story short, one of the guys that runs the Dutchman is Skip Moyer.
Right.
And his name tag was sitting at Clearview the one day, so I walked around with a Skip Moyer name tag on the whole day, just for the heck of it. And the name has stuck for the last 2 years, I believe. So if you
Did
hear
you
Skip
type
Moyer,
that?
that's where it came from.
Me?
Finds the name tag each time he goes.
No.
I typed that back there when you guys were asking about how many 800s there were today. I
oh
typed
my
it off.
God, I was wondering. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I'm the only one who could post under that name.
Wrong.
Yeah, I typed it off the iPad. It's still logged in as PJBT. So
Boy, you guys can really screw with me.
He could.
All right, so a 258 for Cameron. Slightly
That's a-
below his average, I think, today.
that's a mighty fine start for this kid here for
Yes.
the first 2 matches, from what I've heard.
Yes. 277, 258, that's not bad.
He will move on to face Dylan Zimmerman in our semifinal match.
This is going to be an outstanding match.
Yes, it will.
Very similar bowling styles. I mean, not very similar bowling styles. Dylan of the Matthew Himmelreich Rev Rate. Speaking of Matthew, go for it, my friend.
Okay, bowling fans, time to give out our awards for game number 2. Finishing in 4th in the scratch division, getting a $70 scholarship, certificate, and runner-up award goes to Curtis State.
$70 for Curtis Stid for finishing 4th today in the scratch division. Congratulations, Curtis, for getting your butt whooped by a 14-year-old.
Whoop, whoop.
Feel the love.
And our 4th place
We love Curtis.
Yes, we do.
also receiving a $70 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Joey Moore.
Joey Moore, 4th place finisher in the handicap division.
All right, guys, I'm going to go finish what I was doing. I'll come back out for the title match.
Thanks, Skip.
Okay, on to our semifinals.
All right, Brian, 2 down, 2 to go. You definitely have to come out on the road with us.
I'd be game if I'm available. We're up for something like that. Like I said, I should have a little bit of time on my hands.
All right, so mark your calendar.
Oh boy.
June
We know
2nd,
you'll be at championship weekend.
June 2nd to the 4th.
Yes.
There you go.
I was asked by Matt or Josh. I mean Skip. Sorry.
Close
Skip.
enough. It's okay.
Skip. We're gonna go with Skip. To come down and bowl with the kids I do every year in the pro-am. That's a great thing that you guys do every year to put on the championship weekend. And they have the special needs bowlers that are there and also involved with the PJBT, which I think is absolutely great. That's an event that I look forward to every year, going down and participating with those kids. So
it's a great weekend.
I already have the calendar marked for that weekend, at least for the pro-am. Beyond that, we can talk. Let me know. We'll work it into the schedule.
Let me also take this time. One of the professionals that is scheduled to be with us on championship weekend on Friday and Saturday morning is one of our favorite bowlers. She joined us for the first time last year, and that is Marianne DeRupo. And I want to bring up Marianne's name because she likes to run bowling clinics. And this year she is running a clinic down at Limerick on, I believe it's Saturday, July the 8th. And that clinic is going to be centered around sports shop bowling. So for those of you who are going to Junior Gold that would like a little improvement to your game, maybe that extra improvement for you to cash at Junior Gold, this is the clinic for you to go to. It's going to be about a 4 to 6 hour clinic. Lunch will be served at Limerick, and we all know how good their pizza is down at Limerick. I was present at the clinic last year, and I can tell you that Marianne certainly does know her stuff. She is top notch. She is a several-time titleist in the old PWBA Tour, and she is, to say the least, hysterical to be around.
Yes.
If you didn't have if you've
Without
never had a
a
chance
doubt.
to talk to Marianne DeRupo, she's classic. She makes it just worth being around.
Always fun, never a dull moment.
Yes. So she is taking signups for her clinic that day. I believe you could go to www.derupobowling.com to sign up, or you could sign up at just calling or going into Limerick Bowling Center.
They can sign up championship weekend, too, because she'll be there.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We'll get maybe Skip, since Skip's listening, to bring the DeRupo flyer up to me. We could talk more about that.
Yeah, honey,
after
please.
The,
I
next
love
match.
you.
So that's our friend, Marianne DeRupo. She's paying me to call her our friend.
Is she really?
Yeah.
So what's your fee?
She texts
Wait,
me
did
a
she
lot.
text you today?
No, it was about a week ago, which is surprising. Usually I hear from her a lot more often.
Listen, if she's listening, she'll text you shortly.
Absolutely. On the mat.
Okay, bowling fans, time to introduce our semifinalists for today. On the stretch side, we have number 2 seed Dylan Zimmerman from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, taking on number 4 seed Cameron Hurwitz from Rochester, New York. Dylan has elected to start the match on lane 35. On the handicap side, we have 2nd seed John Garner from Douglasville, PA, taking on number 5 seed Rachel Casillas from Brooklyn, New York. John has elected to have Rachel start the match on lane 37. The difference in handicap is just 3 pins. 3 pins going to John. Okay, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our
All right, off on the semifinals we go. 2nd seed Dylan Zimmerman will be starting the match against Cameron Hurwitz. And on the handicap side, the 5th seed Rachel Casillas will be starting the match against the 2nd seed John Gardner. John will be getting 3 pins. And quickly to answer Jay Bink, Jack Selmer is the top seed, so you will see him in the finals coming up next. Stay tuned. All right, off we go. Rachel is up first on lane 37. She comes in a little high, leaves the 9 pin. Let's see what Dylan can do in the first frame. He comes in a little light, leaves the Swisher 7. Apparently my kid left one of them to shoot 299 yesterday. At a junior gold qualifier, which he did not qualify after shooting 299.
Wow.
That's a dumbass moment, to say the least. Yes, hang around us. You'll hear me say that term quite often. For my non-genetically proven kit.
Non-genetically proven.
Yes, yes.
So he says.
It's
All
never
right.
been proven. And a good spare there by Dylan. And John's first strike on lane 38. Our first shot was a strike. So off we go. Semifinals. You're watching continuous coverage of the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour, coming to you live from Bowl-O-Rama in Reading, Pennsylvania. Is this your last tournament, or do you have something going on next weekend?
No, this will actually be the last tournament tentatively. I will say that there's still an appeals process that has to go through with this. I've been told that this may not be finished as of yet. For all intents and purposes, we are moving forward with the date that I've been given. We are definitely getting the Keep Hope Alive speech from one of the camps that are involved. But yes, this will be the last official tournament as of now, if things go forward as we're expecting. We'll finish out with leagues this week, and we'll close it out next Sunday.
Yes, I see you haven't taken down the leagues now forming sign yet.
No, we're leaving it there for posterity.
I'm expecting you to be pretty packed for Dollar Sundays next week.
We are packed every Sunday for Dollar Sunday. That was always one of our bigger programs that we ran. Normally by 10 o'clock on a Sunday, I'm pretty well full up until 2 o'clock.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Come out next Sunday.
Yes, and call ahead if you're looking at coming out at any point. Honestly, this week for one last game at Bowl-O-Rama, give us a call. 610-779-3090. Reserve your lanes. We are filling up quite quickly with people that are trying to get to their last couple hours of family time at Bowl-O-Rama in before we close the doors.
I really set you up pretty good for that plug.
Absolutely.
All right, John working on the front three. He goes
Jersey
for the front four. That's a pretty loud pitched.
Yeah, it was. That's because you caught me off. That's because you caught me off guard there. I wasn't paying attention.
But you knew exactly what to say.
Oh yes, I did.
So let's see if Cameron can cover his 4-pin. Of course he does. He starts out strike spare.
I'm disappointed. That's the first jersey today.
Yes, it is. At least that we've seen.
Oh yeah, we're not paying.
Let's see what Rachel could do. Frame 4. She breaks a little high, leaves the 4, 6, 7 split. She was working on a double. Matthew puts the headset back on.
Uh-oh.
Wait, you might be
You're muted.
I'm muted.
That's because
Can
Josh.
you hear me now?
Now
yes,
you're unmuted.
that's
Okay.
because Josh muted that one.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to point out two things. Number one, we have serious Player of the Year implications on our scratch pair here, as
Absolutely.
Dylan Zimmerman looking to get his 4th title of the year.
Yes. We did
And,
so the game before, too. Curtis has 3, doesn't he?
Yes, Curtis has 3. And the interesting part I want to bring up that a lot of people have just been asking me about is if Cameron would happen to win today's event, he would guarantee himself into the Invitational by virtue of winning a title. So even though he's not a regular on the PJBT Tour because he's from up in Rochester, New York, he could earn a spot in our end-of-year tournament with a victory today. So, and that's kind of true also for the handicap side. I know Parker Laubach, our tournament leader, who's waiting in the wings, is waiting for the winner of our match here between Rachel Casillas and John Garner. Both of them neither one of all 3 of them have a title this year. So one of them will be punching their ticket to championship weekend today. So, and one more thing before I take the headset off, because Skip Moyer is standing to my right. I want to thank Brian and Bowl-O-Rama and Apparel FX for stepping up and actually donating a shirt to our winners today. So not only are we paying out extra prize money today, but some extra prizes for the winners today. So, yeah, thanks, Brian, and Apparel
You're welcome.
FX and everybody involved. I think we did a pretty good job trying to put together a final event for here at Bowl-O-Rama. So, all right, I'll give it over to Skip.
Before you leave, how much prize money are we giving out today?
The answer to that question is just in the prize list. We are giving away $1,400 today, and with the side pots and other things that we ran, plus we gave away $81 in the 300 pot today for Dylan Zimmerman, shooting 300. So I'm going to guess till the day is done, almost close to $2,000 till we're all said and done.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, if you are 21 years of age or under or have any children of that age, it does not matter their skill level when it comes to bowling here on the PJBT Tour. That's why we have the handicap division. I mean, we've had 6, 7, 8-year-olds win this tournament that average under 100. This is where the cream of the crop in the whole Mid-Atlantic come to bowl to put money away for scholarships when it comes to college. I say that I don't know any other bowling tour for youth that gives away the money that we give away each and every week. I mean, we're approaching $2,000 just in one day. We will almost, in the 18 years, we are almost at $1 million.
Wow.
In scholarship money given out. That's phenomenal. Just as phenomenal as Cameron is.
He just doesn't stop. There is no quit.
And you know what? Rachel on the handicap side is bowling just as good. And so is John Garner. Strikes aplenty here. Let's see here. We have John, who started with the front four. Then he went 9 spare strike. So he has, let's see, 129 in the 5th with a strike working in the 6th. Rachel went spare, double, open, double, spare. There's another strike by John. And a strike by Dylan. The match is on. This is some great bowling today, Peaches.
It is.
PJBT definitely where the big boys and girls come to bowl each and every week. Once again, if you're tuning in for the first time or have not yet, hit the subscribe button in the top right-hand portion of your page, and as long as you have notifications enabled, you will get notified each and every time we go live for the PJBT Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour.
With a ding.
With a ding.
Yes, subscribe and get your dings.
Let's see what Zimmerman could do working on a triple in the 5th frame. That's going to have to hurry, and he leaves the 2-pin. Looks like he got that ball out a little bit right of where he wanted by about a board and a half. And with his game, that's a little too much for him at this point in time. Rachel up on lane 37, working on a strike. She's up in the 9th, looking to double to try to stay in this match. And she does. Fantastic shot there by Rachel. She doubles in the 8th and 9th, but maybe a little too late. John can go. He could strike out in the 9th and 10th for 279. John certainly doesn't waste any time. He comes in high, leaves the 3, 6, 10. So we'll see if he can convert that to maintain a decent-sized lead heading into the 10th.
Yeah, I got to say a positive word about Rachel here as I'm watching this. I mean, John's putting up a pretty good number here. Rachel has not given in. She hasn't given up. You can see the excitement after each and every time she buries the ball. You know, she's in it till the very end, and that's impressive. There's the chin's up, and she's still fighting all the way down to the bitter end. Where, you know, some are not that positive. Some like to get down early. They'll want to put their heads down, but she's a fighter. She's in it.
Absolutely. Ooh.
That is just dirty. Wow.
I don't know many other 14-year-olds or 34-year-olds for that matter that could throw the ball that deep and trip a 4.9 like he just did.
No, he's definitely using all the lane, and he's migrated there throughout the ladder, and it's impressive. He definitely gets on it.
Very patient also.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you see a lot of kids that'll come out and they'll really want to snatch it out of the back when they get there, and when they want to use the whole lane. You see them get to the top, and you just see that big hitch and everything close up, and they want to pull through, and he's all right at the bottom. That's a $1 million game.
All right, so on the handicap side, with John's first strike in the 10th, he will be moving on to the finals.
And another trip 4.
Better to be lucky than good.
Jeez.
Back to back.
Yeah, we see trip 4-9 and trip 4 there, and he's already migrating further and further left.
Yes.
And he's, there's still another match to go if he gets past Dylan here. You gotta wonder where he's going to be by the end of the day. It'd be impressive to see how he manipulates ball reaction, especially late in the next match if he gets past Dylan.
$196 for Rachel. Fine day for her.
Yes.
Well done.
See a big, huge smile on her face. Good shot there by Dylan. Dylan right now currently our points leader here in the scratch division of the PJBT. I believe
By
he's
over 1,000 points.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
I'm not sure if he's the high scholarship earner
He
so
is.
far this year.
He is so far, yes. Over $1,800, I believe.
Dylan has a solid game. Also, not a whole lot going on. It's fairly simple. Keeps his angles small, which tends to keep him out of trouble. Like you said earlier, you miss right a little bit when you have a game like that, especially when there's a lot of friction on the lane. It'll jump up and bite you, but he's throwing it well. He's right there.
Yes, he's part of the 3 or 4 seniors that are graduating and moving on to college, and they're all going to, where are they going?
McKendree.
McKendree.
We have him. We have Andrew Lazarchuk.
Shania Jennings.
Shania. Is Brian Kennedy going there?
Yes.
To next year?
Brian
And
just signed
I'm
on
missing.
to go there.
I'm missing. What's his name?
Tristan Lyon.
Tristan Lyon.
So there's 5.
You want to talk about?
And that's a great program for those kids to go to.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's.
All right, let's see what Cameron can do. He's working on.
And the
4 in a row.
McKendree girls also just won the college tournament. Swept Nebraska.
It's possible Cameron may have signed with McKendree too. It's definitely possible. I've seen people play deep before at trip 4.9s and trip 4s, but I've never seen somebody who weighs about 63 pounds be able to do that before.
Yeah.
It's unreal that the amount of hand he gets.
And that's
for as well as he's bowling, he's only up 11 halfway through
Yes.
the match. So
Right.
it's definitely has to keep putting the ball back in the pocket.
That's like Skip said, very, very patient, very disciplined. and definitely repeating shots. And when you're playing that area of the lane, it's tough. You know, there's not a whole lot of margin there.
Looks like he got that one just a pinch inside.
Just a little bit.
Nothing we love more, PA, than 10-pin matches.
Absolutely.
Nothing better than a close one.
Especially when both of the bowlers are putting 10 back time and time again. Good spare there by Cameron.
Definitely.
All right, that could be the opening, though, that Dylan needs. Cameron could still strike out for 259, but Dylan now could strike out for 269. This to even the match. Dylan taking a little bit longer time than he normally does. Great shot there by Dylan. A little unlucky. Looked like he came in slightly behind the head pin. Looks like you might have a band here tonight, Brian.
Karaoke, I
Karaoke
believe,
night.
/ DJ, yes, in Bowl Grill.
Some good food in there.
Yes, long history of good food at Bowl Grill. That was one of the first things that I heard when I got here too. Was, oh well, you know, you're not at the typical bowling center now. It's not hot dogs and soft pretzels. You know, you have Bowl Grill, and the wings are legendary.
10-pin conversion there by
Well done.
Dylan. By the way, while we're speaking of food, our good friend Alyssa chimed in. She's up at college at learning her trade of making desserts. She says she will see us on May the 20th with a bunch of desserts so that all you guys could start looking like me, apparently.
That's what they do in Rhode Island. They make desserts.
Yes.
We always look forward to her cupcakes.
Absolutely.
That we do.
She definitely found her talent in
Yes.
life.
Cupcakes by request.
Wonder what she'll make us. Last time it was red velvet with vanilla icing. Good shot there by Dylan.
That was a must strike for him.
Yep,
They're all
foundation
must strikes
frame
now.
right.
You were speaking of food earlier. I still remember the pretzel and the nacho machine. They used to be up at the counter. That was a long time ago.
Yes, that was.
I have a few memories I'll share during our title match. I have a couple for this place. I'm not going to say they're all good, but
Let's keep Curtis out of this. You know, the kid already lost in the ladder. Now you just want to kick him while he's down.
Now that you
I'll
brought
tell
that
you
up,
what.
Now I got to add him to the list now. Too. I wasn't even thinking of him when you brought it up.
Curtis has made the list.
Yes, he has.
Let's see what Cameron can do in the ninth.
Gotta hope.
Peaches, the crowd's going wild for us.
Yay! They love me. They love my cake today. That must have been it.
Absolutely. Although I did say us.
No, it is all about her, you know.
I have a comment for you, but I will not say it on air.
She's being nice.
Yes. Alan, we are
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
We are in the 10th frame of the semifinal match. Cameron is up by 11.
Double to shut him out.
We still have the possibility of a tie, as Bo Burton would say.
Hey, we've already had two today, so what's the difference to have a third one?
Yep. Yes, we did have 2 ties for the final cut spot after the 5-game qualifying round.
That looked identical to the shot he threw on 35 last time. Got it in there just a pinch tight.
All right, that opens the door for Dylan.
That will force Dylan to double.
All right, so Cameron makes his 10 pin with a strike. He'll be at 239, which will force Dylan to double in the 10th. He could still go out for 248. So if Cameron were to strike, let's see here. That would pretty much end the possibility of a tie.
Looks a little better.
Yep.
And that's
Much better shot.
239 for Cameron. All right, so Dylan is up. In the
Dylan
10th.
needs a double.
He left a 10 pin here the last time he was on this lane. High drama semifinal match.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Absolutely.
Push. All right.
I'm not quite sure he actually liked that
He
shot.
did not like that
No.
shot off his hand.
Was definitely in a little bit.
I got a pretty good feeling he's not going to do that again.
Might have been thinking about that 10 pin the last time he was up there.
Well, it's you get right out like that, and you go flat 10. You're going, okay, well, don't miss right. You squeeze it a little bit at the bottom and get it in, and next thing you know, you're asking the ball to push.
Yes. All right, so here we go. Strike to win. Anything else? Cameron will be moving on to the finals.
A little better shot.
Oh! Whoa!
Wow.
Late trip of the 5-7. And as long as Dylan Zimmerman stays behind the foul line, he will be moving on to the finals. I don't know. I didn't think that 7 pin was falling there.
Me neither.
Nope, it was late.
I think that's it's funny how this game works. Cameron tripped that 4-9 earlier in the other 4 pin. Sometimes it just comes back around. And that's going to be a winner.
All right, there you have it. 248 to 239. Dylan Zimmerman over
I have
Cameron
a feeling.
Hurwitz.
Boy, that was fun to watch.
Yes, it was.
I have a feeling
Yes,
that
it was.
this is not the last time PJBT will see Cameron.
I hope not. It's a little far of a trip, though, to come here from Rochester. But
Yes, but
I have a feeling we might see him at best.
We see a lot of faces and sounds at best.
Yes.
I would agree with that. We've had kids from Best all the way from Arizona. And we have kids running down the gutter on lane 17. I just saw a kid run down and get his own ball.
Oh, he's down. He went down a walkway, but
Yeah.
don't panic. There is a walkway between 16 and 17. I'm going, wait a minute. There's one of the owners is down there. I'm going, there's no way he's letting him walk down the gutter.
All right, on to Matthew for third place awards.
Okay, bowling fans, time to give out our awards for our semifinalists in the semifinal matches. Finishing in third in the scratch division, getting an $85 scholarship, certificate, and third place award goes to Cameron Hurwitz.
Cameron Hurwitz getting $85 today for his third place finish.
And our third place finisher in the handicap division, also receiving an $85 scholarship, certificate, and third place award goes to Rachel Casillas.
Rachel Casillas, third place finisher. In the handicap division, they also receiving
On to our title matches.
$85. All right, so off we go into the title match.
I felt Dylan's 5'7" trip on my own fingers.
That was something. All right, so our buddy Skip did bring me the DeRupo flyer. So let's see, the DeRupo Bowling Sports Pattern Bowling Camp, July the 8th, that is a Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Limerick Bowling Center. Special guest, Mo Pinnell will be there that day. Let's see, who should attend? Athletes competing in the Junior Gold Bowling Program, bowlers looking to improve their advanced game, and tournament bowlers. The topics that will be covered: reading different sport oil patterns, very important for Junior Gold, since better shot making, execution, lane transition, manipulating ball roll, and developing better spare shooting options. I know, Skip, you were at the DeRupo camp last year.
Go ahead.
I know one of the important things that she talked about, especially where it works at Junior Gold since they don't tell you what the pattern is basically how to tell what the pattern is in about 4 or 5 different shots during practice.
Yeah, I will say this. I've participated in bowling clinics like that in the past and I did not have a lot of success with. But I will say that Marianne was very spot on with her clinic. She gives you a whole pile of information. You get a whole book, a notebook, and everything, notes that you can take home that she makes for you. And don't be fooled by what the flyer. This is not specifically just for Junior Gold bowlers. This is for any bowler looking to, advance their game a little more. It is a sport pattern camp, but she is certainly there to help with any aspect of your game.
Yes.
And she is a very good coach.
Yes.
I still currently work with her, as some people do know, and
Absolutely.
It's $110, I believe, for the camp,
I believe so.
and I highly would recommend that. It's it's $110 for a 5-hour clinic with the lunch included, and you're not going to be sorry that you did it.
Yes, okay. You can contact Marianne at www.derupobowling.com. That's www.dirupobowling.com. Marianne is a 10-time titleist on the PWBA Tour with 3 major titles.
And certainly for anyone that's listening, just get in contact with one of us, and we'll point you in the right direction as far as getting signed up.
Yes. Actually, it is $125. That includes bowling fees, lunch, which would be pizza, from Limerick, instructional materials, which you do get a book,
Yes, you do.
which
you
I do know a lot of people that still use, they carry that book with them every week.
How many pages were in that book? Were there 20 pages in
Oh,
there?
no, there was more than that. There had to be 30 to 35.
Yeah, something like
Yes.
that. But it's 100% bowling related.
Yes.
She really does get in depth as far as surface changes and how the lane breaks down.
Absolutely.
And she does break down step by step what to do when you're not sure what the pattern is.
Yes.
I believe there's 5 different shots she has you playing with different arrows out there.
Yes.
That
Yes. Okay, so you may contact Marianne. Payment is due by July 24th. All right. On to Matt for introductions, and then we will do predictions.
Okay, bowling fans, it's time to introduce our finalists for the final PJBT head-to-head game bowls in our series for the championship
Dylan Zimmerman, the number 2 seed, going up against the top seed, Jack Selmer. Looks like Dylan will be starting the match. And we got the top seed, Parker Lobach, going up against the 2 seed, John Garner. Parker will be starting the match. He is getting 18 pins. All right, very quickly, predictions. Handicap division, Peaches.
Parker.
Skip.
I'll take Parker also.
Brian.
I'm on Parker.
Well, then I'll take John.
Kiss of death.
Yes. Scratch division. Interesting.
Dylan.
I do always tend to cater towards the bowlers that were on the pair, staying on the pair. So I'll take Dylan also.
I called it this morning when I got up and I made my post. I hashtagged it as a tribute to Matt, going back to when Jack's older brother was still in the PJBT. I'm going with Jack Selmer.
And I'm right there with you. I'm taking Jack as well.
Kiss of death.
So, actually, we got 2 and 2 in the scratch division and 3 and 1 in the handicap.
I went
division.
1 and 1 last week, so I need to step up a little bit.
I definitely think in the handicap division, the handicap might come down to it. Good shot there by Dylan to start the match. And Parker leaves a 7-pin, which he makes Parker. I believe this is his second tournament and the second time he's making the finals.
The last time he was in the finals, he lost to his brother CJ.
Absolutely. CJ
And
ran the table that day.
And that match came down to the 10th frame.
Yes.
First shot for Jack goes a little wide, leaves the 1-2-8.
And there's a strike for John.
So I told you I was going to share a memory or two about this place. And it goes back to my high school days. I can still see the ball hitting the pins when it happened. I don't remember who we were bowling. I don't remember what pair I was on. I think I was right around 25 or 26 or something like that. I remember blowing the rack and having the 5-pin bounce off the side and stand back up again.
Ooh.
And I also struck, and one of the pins went over top into the next lane and knocked 5 pins over on the other side.
Nice.
So I got 15 pins that frame, but they wouldn't give it to me.
Looked like that ball by John may have slipped off his hand. It's okay as long as he makes the spare. No pin count loss. Matthew brings up the beautiful acrylic plaques for our tournament champions today. And that's an open frame for John in frame 2. Let's see if Parker could capitalize. Jack made his spare on lane 35.
I'd be curious to see how this plays out. I'm looking for, actually, he just made the change I was looking for. I noticed his ball reaction was a little suspect with the ball that he had out there initially. I expected him to maybe make a change. He definitely did so there. It just doesn't look like he quite caught all of it there, but we'll see how he recovers.
Jack's playing a little bit inside there where Cameron was the last game.
Right.
I don't think he's as deep, but he's pretty close to that territory.
Another spare conversion there by Jack.
Parker now up on lane 37, looking for a double, looking to increase his lead. Gets a little wide, leaves the 1-2-4, but a very makeable spare.
Gentlemen and Peaches, it has been a pleasure, but I'm starting to see my late night crowd roll in the door down there, so I'm going to have to bow out. I do appreciate the opportunity. It's been a pleasure. Matt, thank you very much. It's over the years here at my time at Bowl-O-Rama, been a pleasure to host PJBT as always, and maybe we'll do this again sometime in the near future.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to championship weekend. You'll be with us.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
We are seriously going to hold out that this is not our last live broadcast from Bowl-O-Rama. That we're certainly on that bandwagon.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate the support, and we're hoping for the best. So, Thank you very much, guys.
You got it,
Thank
Brian.
you.
See you, Brian. Thanks. That's a double there for Dylan to start off the match. Parker did spare in the third. All right, John now on back-to-back opens after splitting in the third. Be looking to get back on the mark train. Let's see if Dylan could open up.
My chair just broke.
Oh. Whoops.
I just leaned back and the screw pulled out.
Whoops.
Three-bagger there for Dylan.
Never a dull moment here at Bowl-O-Rama.
And a nice strike there for John Gardner.
Now they're going to have to go out and buy new chairs.
Well,
Way
I'll
to
take
go.
this- I'll take this one home with me. Certainly going to be a sad day to see this place go if it does go through.
Absolutely.
The last thing that I think we can afford to do here on the East Coast is lose another bowling center.
Yep.
This will be the third bowling center that we've lost on our schedule for the last 2 years.
Yep.
Well, and let me point out, too, to our bowling fans out there that, a lot of the bigger tournaments nowadays require centers with bigger size. And, especially when we do our adult junior events and our doubles events and the bigger events during the year that seem to draw out a lot of bowlers, it's to lose a 40-lane house like this is pretty tough. Great shot there by Parker Laubach, converting the washout there on 38. But, again, as I was saying, it's sad to see any center go, but especially one of this size where you can have such big events. Hopefully something miraculous does happen.
This center has hosted, I do believe, the senior PBA.
Yes, it
couple for the
Yes.
They haven't been here recently, but I know a good 10, 15 years ago, I do believe they were in here. So
yes.
Certainly this place has seen its fair share of competition and bowlers great players coming through here.
This is also, since my time in Berks County, the third major bowling center in this county that's now closed. There was a time back in the 90s where the 5 big bowling centers, and we'll throw Jay Lanes in there as the 6th, they were full basically every night of the week with leagues. And now Laurel has been gone over 20 years. Colonial Hills closed.
I remember Laurel Lanes. I threw my first strike there with a 15-pound ball when I was about 5. I still remember I used my dad's old Rhino Pro that I struck with. That's what I can remember is my last strike, my first strike. So
well, and let me point out too that I remember Laurel Lanes being the first bowling center I ever walked into, and being it was so old school, it was the first center that ever had ball returns that literally went up to the foul line.
To the foul line. Yep.
A lot of people, you don't see that very often nowadays anymore, but in those days, the ball returns were not underground, and they extended all the way up through the foul line. And, quite frankly, if you're a right-handed bowler and you left a 10-pin on the right lane, it was a challenge to make that spare because you had no choice but to kick, the ball return, essentially. I mean, obviously we frown upon that in today's game, but in those days with the ball return all the way up to the foul line, you had no choice but to do that. And it certainly gave you a different challenge when you were bowling. So, but yes, you're right. This area has lost a couple of bowling centers over the years. You just hope for the future of our sport and for the bowlers that do bowl here that most of them will continue to bowl. And you certainly don't, and you won't lose them. That's the most important thing.
Yes. Waterboy checking in. Ben Ryan saying hello.
Benji!
All right, so let's reset here. We are through 4 frames on the scratch side.
Mr. Waterboy bowled the regional today, and I was just scrolling through my Facebook, and his mama said, now wait, let me find it.
That's
Mama-
the front 5 for Dylan while she's looking.
Mama said that.
Mama said,
There'll be days like these.
yes, now wait. Oh, here. So proud of Ben, placed 20th out of 105 in the PBA regional.
That's a fine
Today.
day, Mr. Ben.
It
Yes,
is.
it is.
That would mean he got a check, too, I believe, if my math is right. Front 5 for Dylan Zimmerman. Jack started with 3 spares, and he's looking for a double. 5th frame.
Let's see if Jack's lined up here on 36. Much
Great
better
shot there.
Parker with the 1-2-10 over on 38. He still has a 26-pin lead. He covers 2. That might be an important 2 for him.
As I scroll just a little bit further, Ben added $425 to his scholarship fund on the Smart account today.
Excellent.
That's a
Congratulations to Ben.
That's a fine payday.
Right now, Parker with 91 in the 6th frame. His opponent, John Garner, with 81. So a 10-pin difference scratch. And with the 18 pins handicap, Parker has a 28-pin lead. So 28-pin lead through 6 frames on the handicap side.
And an untimely split there for Jack on lane 35. It looked like he finally had the pair figured out. He pulled it just a hair, and the ball checked up on him, went through the beak, as we say, and left the 4-7-10. He's essentially in a spot where he's got to go for this.
Yes.
Chops the 4 off the 7. Jack with 108 in the 6th frame.
Meanwhile, Parker sneaks out his spare there on lane 37. He was afraid it was going to sneak by hooking.
And that's a big spare for him also, because if John gets on a roll here like he was the last game, that's going to change the match. But
John comes up high, leaving the 6-10. It looks like John's started that ball inside a target.
certainly looks like that handicap pair changed also.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see transition after the handful of games we've had bowled today. Garner picks up a spare, so he will match the board. Still a 28-pin difference through 7 frames on the handicap side. Dylan makes it 6 in a row and trying to walk towards his 4th title of the year.
Did he just give a come on?
3rd title of the year, I'm sorry.
Correct.
He did. He's feeling it.
He's on a roll.
I do have to personally commend
He's wheeling and
Dylan
dealing.
today on his wardrobe. We called each other and made sure we looked alike.
The only difference is you have plaid shorts on, and he is
Well, this was the best.
khakis.
This is the best shirt for today that I could find to wear
Hey,
with these shorts. So.
You know, if he wins the title, you two better stand next to each other.
I am his favorite PJBT personality.
Yeah.
He reminds us of that all the
Hush.
This would only be his 3rd.
This would be his 3rd. Yes. I went through and checked the other night. This would be number 3 for Dylan.
Not to get off subject, but if my wife is here today on babysitting duty in the back, if she hears this, if you could bring out my phone, please, for the pictures afterward, I'd appreciate it.
Don't worry, I have one.
Okay.
He has one. Phone-wise, we're
Yeah,
covered.
she's back there with a little Pepe who is highly upset. She's battling a little bit of a cold, and
But she doesn't want Bowl-O-Rama to close either.
she
Nope.
doesn't. She's very mad.
Yes.
Dylan
I do believe she is sleeping though at this point.
Well, that's a good thing because she needed a nap. Front 7 for Dylan. Jack now up on lane 7. He's Jack's gonna need to. Yeah, that just seems like he just couldn't get the reaction on this lane.
Yep.
He started out a little iffy and then got lined up for 2 shots, and that ball there just didn't read the lane right. Over here on the handicap side, Parker coming off an open. He still maintains about a 20-pin lead, 20, 25, 26, 27, 27-pin lead.
We'll go with 27.
I'm just guessing that's
25, 26, 27, whatever it takes.
Do your math.
up here for the 9th frame.
9th frame, yep.
Comes up just a hair high, leaves a 610, but certainly another very makeable spare.
There's a good shot by Jack.
Good shot by Jack Selmer there.
Jack on the board. PA, if Dylan shoots 300 this game, does he have to split the 300 pot with himself?
Absolutely.
I thought so.
Yes.
I was about to mention that. I'm glad you covered the bases on that.
Well, that's just good journalism.
As he already took home $81 today with his 300 game during match play.
Just make sure I don't forget to write that down.
Parker picks up his spare, a key spare in the 9th frame there. John's going to need to put together some strikes here late in the match. Zimmerman looking for 8. Oh, and he trips the 7-pin.
Looked like he was a little off balance and threw that one a little fast.
That's the second trip 7 we've seen from him here in the step ladder.
And we have a strike there for John Garner in the 9th frame. So let's set the table as we start the 10th frame in handicap. Garner can strike out to shoot 165. Parker still on pace, could shoot 164 scratch. With his handicap, he could be in the 180s. So Garner needs them all. And he gets the first one.
That's a big double.
That is.
And Dylan looking for 9 in a row. And he gets it.
Well, that seals that deal.
Yep.
So wait a minute. So if he gets another 300, does that mean his plaque is going to say 300 times 2?
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
We've never really thought about
And
that.
Garner with another strike there to keep the pressure on.
That's a huge shot
Parker.
there, too. Good strike there in the 9th for Jack. He's going to be looking for a solid finish here. If Jack strikes out here in the 10th, he will shoot 218. Jack averaged 250 today for 8 games, so certainly he just flat out had one hell of a day. Jack bowled very well today.
Garner with a key strike there, finishes with 165. He will force Parker to show up in the 10th frame.
Another strike there for Jack. That's a 3-bagger. And I do believe Parker has to double, correct? No.
No, we've got 18 pins handicap.
That's right, because it hasn't added in the extra 10 yet.
And that'll do it.
That should lock it up.
That's a winner.
And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, our lagging issues have returned. Almost made it through.
Jack and Parker are going to finish up here, and that will set the table for Dylan Zimmerman, who is on the front 9.
Hold on, sir.
Okay, Parker.
All right, we are here today with our handicap division champion, Parker Lobach. Parker, congratulations.
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
14. I'm going to say this is redemption, because a couple weeks ago you made it to the finals and you had to bowl your brother.
Yep.
And it was a close match.
Yeah, it was.
But your brother came out on top that day.
Yes, he did.
I know you were a little disappointed, but your next tournament back, here you are. I know you were disappointed that you didn't win the tournament then, but you were more disappointed because you didn't sit here and get interviewed by the fat man. Right? He's not answering. So we'll assume I'm wrong. So how does it feel to be a PJBT tournament champion?
It feels good. I'm very proud of myself for.
That's good. That's good. How long have you been bowling for?
This is actually my first year, so.
Is it your
Yeah.
first year bowling?
Yeah. Well, 2 years ago I used to bowl,
Okay.
so yeah.
Excellent. What equipment were you throwing today?
I was just throwing a straight ball.
What
And-
bowling ball were you throwing?
Oh, I was throwing the match.
Okay. How did it What was your emotions like in the title game going up against John? I mean, you just saw John the game before shoot a high game.
Yeah. I saw him. He was making some mistakes, so then I was starting to get a little happy and then starting to shoot some
Okay. All
good
right.
shots.
All right. Well, how does Mom and Dad plan on you guys? You going to take him out for dinner now to celebrate, Mom and Dad? Yeah? Wherever he wants to go? Choose like steak or something.
Yeah.
Lobster. You want to give a shout out to anybody?
Just a shout out to my mom and dad for teaching me, and especially my dad for telling me how to hook a ball and
All right. Now, I know you haven't been with us too long, but every champion gets asked the same question here, and this is kind of important, so I want you to really think about this. Your favorite PJBT personality out of all of us that run the tournament. Like I said, I know you haven't been here too long, but who is your favorite?
I actually don't know.
Oh, but you got to say somebody.
You.
Yes! Yes! I like you, Parker. You're my favorite bowler. Ladies and gentlemen, your handicap division champion, Parker Lobach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You may now leave. All right. Good job, Parker. All right, now we're waiting for our scratch division champion, Dylan Zimmerman.
Howdy.
Did you not feel like splitting the 300 pot with yourself?
No, I was feeling a bit selfish today.
Yes. Now, according to Skip, this is only your third title this year? Is it? I thought this was your fourth, but this is only your third?
Nope, third.
Third. Firmly in potential PJBT Player of the Year status. I know you were pretty close last year to winning Player of the Year.
A 1-2 away to be exact.
A 1-2 away to be exact. Yes. Yes. All right. So, last potential tournament at Bowl-O-Rama before it closes. How does it feel to go out as the champion?
Oh, it feels amazing. The competition here was stacked today, and there was no letting up, especially with how Cameron was running the step ladder and Jack really tore over the field today. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, even qualifying second for the step ladder.
Yes. And you shot 300 in qualifying in match play game 7, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
To bring home an additional $81 in the 300 pound. What equipment did you throw today?
A rude dude.
A rude dude all day?
Oh yeah.
That's probably
wait a
your
minute.
favorite.
Did I throw the ball? Yeah. Yeah, I threw the scandal pill a couple shots.
All right.
That was the worst 3 frames of my life.
Not the right ball change, huh?
No.
No.
Rap 10 City.
So you are a senior this year up at Central Dolphin
Yep.
in the Harrisburg area, and you are going to McKendree, right, next year? What are you going to be studying?
Accounting.
He wants to take my job, ladies and gentlemen.
You've asked this before.
Well, I can't remember what I did 6 minutes ago. I could barely remember you left the 7-pin in the last shot.
Well, you did.
That's true. That's true. I did. Shout out to anybody?
Well, biggest shout out of the day has to go to Skip Moyer.
Skip?
For twinning with me today.
Okay.
Of course.
Twinning.
Of course, I have to give a shout out to my parents, especially my mom, who I could hear for most of the games today. And my dad, who I'm sure might have been watching.
Okay.
And I'll give one out to my girlfriend Cassidy.
Oh, yes.
I know she's watching too.
Well, that's good. She's probably mad that our stream is lagging now that a lot of people are back in the building. The stream went laggy again. All right, final question, and you know what's coming.
Skip Moyer.
Oh, shut up. You could have let me ask the question.
Go ahead.
Who is your least favorite PJBT personality? Skip Moyer is what he said. No, Skip Moyer
No,
is
I did not
favorite.
know that question. Hold the phone here. That is not the typical question.
We're going to let your favorite PJBT personality, your twin, come in here for a second. Not that we're going to be able to see him, but
Oh, we can try.
yes. Hey, there you sort of are in the corner.
I can
There he
peek
is.
in.
You do look like twins.
He just gotta go from here.
Yes. Well, good luck.
I whack him here, he whacks him here.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Not that there's many of
Separated
them.
at booth.
Yes.
We've
You're-
we've been taken over now by glow bowling.
Yes, we have. It got pretty dark in here.
Yeah.
Your Scratch Division champion. Final tournament here at Bowl-O-Rama. Dylan Zimmerman, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Now get out.
Okay.
Come back in, Skip. Let's wrap this up.
Yep, let's get out of here.
Yes. Last tournament, probably.
Yeah, it's
Kind of bittersweet.
We finish up bowling this week. Our leagues finish up this week, Tuesday night. It sucks.
Yes.
It really does, because I've been very vocal against losing bowling centers around the area and whatnot. Unfortunately, that's just the way our economy's been right now. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, this will be the third bowling center in the last 2 years that we've lost off our schedule.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, before we wrap this up, we'll talk a little bit about next week. I want to give a shout out to a special friend of ours. We met her last night.
Yeah, she still didn't bring me my pretzel. But that's
Still
okay.
waiting for Skip's pretzel. That was Madeline, who was our waitress up at Hollywood Casino last night, up in towards the Skybox area. Giving you a shout out because we said we would. All right, that's done. So next week we're staying in the Reading area. We will be at Berks Lanes in Sinking Spring. That's a challenge shot. I think it's on Atlanta.
Yes, it is.
I think. On Atlanta. That should play interesting at Berks. All right. That's a 10:30 start next Sunday.
I'll actually be MIA.
You're not going to be there?
I will not be at Berks next week.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You got golf. Your
I
golf
do have
league is starting.
Golf
All
league
right.
starts next week, so I will certainly I could probably make a special guest appearance.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure you'll be done by the time. Where do you play at?
Blue Mountain.
Yeah, that's not. Well,
So-
no, that's a little.
Well,
out
I could be to Berks in an hour. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So let's see who all was here today. Mom, Pop, Brent, Brittany.
Everybody was here today.
The
except Boom
kids
Boom.
were here. Let's see. For Peaches, for Skip, for Matt, I'm PA Fats.
And,
we will.
and certainly before we go, another big thank you to Brian Krantz and his staff here today.
Absolutely.
Brian has